Hello, welcome to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. We are so pleased to have you here with us today. You are listening to the new streaming network.com, which is home of Going Bold and Going Solo. And today our show is Link to Experts Business Showcase Good Reads, Connecting with the Experts. And we have a great show for you here today. My name is Cece Shatz. I'm the doyenne of relationship building. I am so pleased to be with you. I have my good friend here, Joanne Weiland. Joanne, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Joanne Weiland, Weiland when you can fly. And I'm a connector. I've been a connector almost all my life. And I love to connect people. So if you're looking to be connected, if you're looking to be found as an expert, give me a call because Link to Expert was created so people could find you and actually hire you in minutes because of the fact that they can see everything about you and know if you're the right candidate for their project or to help them finish their ideas, complete their ideas. So thank you for asking, Cece.
Yeah, we are so pleased to have you with us because you are truly one of the experts yourself in collaborating and helping those that are moving through business. And today we're going to be talking about getting visibility and exposure that drives growth with Glenna Gonzalez. And she is the Chief Executive Officer with JB Tyler Marketing and Consulting LLC, partnering with numerous professional freelancers, agencies, media, journalists to achieve phenomenal results. And we are just so lucky to be able to have her here with us today. Hello, welcome to the show. Hi, can you hear us?
Hi, Glenna.
I think we have a bit of a lag, a little technology glitch here. So we're going to just hang
Here
tight.
she is. Hi,
Um,
Glenna.
Hi, can you hear us?
Hi. Thank you for yes, I can hear you. Thank you for having me today, Cece and Joanne. Yes, my name is Glenna Gonzalez, and I am the CEO of JB Tyler Marketing and Consulting. Our office is located here in Durham, North Carolina, and so I'm happy to be able to speak to your viewers and listeners today about getting more visibility for their business.
Good, good. Because that is really the key. So many people don't realize it. They think they might create a blog and send it out, and 6 months later they didn't do anything, but they thought everybody's going to remember that one blog. So I'm a big believer in what Glenna does with the consistent and frequent visibility. So we're really excited to have you today.
So tell us a little bit
Thank
of
you
how
very much.
you got into this business. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you decided to take this road helping businesses be more visible.
Yes. So to answer your question, Cece, some time ago, I began supporting entrepreneurs and small business owners here in my area with their marketing needs. And now, at the same time, I was working as a senior talent advisor for Pepsi, and I later transitioned to a larger pharmaceutical company. But I've been recruiting for many years while side gigging, working as a marketer for the businesses in my area. So once I got laid off, I decided to pursue the opportunity full time because I'd been doing it, sort of as a freelancer, from time to time. And so I just moved into it full time once I was laid off some time ago now. But that's how I got into it. And then I do have, an MBA, and a large focus of that was marketing. So that was particularly helpful. And then, I am connected with O'Dwyer's, and I'm also a member of the Public Relations Society of America, both the New York and North Carolina chapter. So we connect and we get together for various events, training events, informational events. So that has been extremely helpful to me as well. But I'm a great content creator. And so when I saw the opportunity to even begin by creating a digital magazine, I jumped at it. And I'll tell you what led me to that I follow O'Dwyer's PR. I'm actually listed on O'Dwyer's. They are like just this very large public relations agency in New York. And what they do is they support and promote marketing agencies, digital agencies, things of that sort. And so I am listed there in a couple of different spots. One for integrated marketing communications, and we'll talk about that. And then also for press releases. But O'Dwyer's, so getting back to the magazine, Dwyer's publishes a digital magazine, and I was flipping through it one day, and it has such great content, and it was just full of color, very lively. It was their digital edition, and I said, "Oh my God, this must cost $1 million." And so I just continued to see the that edition, and then sometime later, the platform that they used for that became known to me, and then I said, well, let me just start to, support the entrepreneurs in this way as well, to give them more visibility and more exposure for their businesses. Because as you know, if we don't have the exposure that we need, then we're not going to have the number of clients. We're not going to make the revenue. We're not going to have what we need in order to scale and grow our businesses. So I thought that it was a great opportunity, the digital magazine. So I began producing it earlier, or publishing it earlier this year. And it has been just a really good marketing piece, and it's been great for those that have participated in it, in terms of the content that I can share about their businesses, because it's all about them. It's not really about me. It's all about those that are on the pages, so that they can get the exposure, they can get their content out there. So it's just been, an amazing opportunity that I had not foreseen, not even last year. So I've been creating, I have a couple of blogs and been creating content for those blogs and trying to maintain those. And as a matter of fact, I've got to do some recent updates. But I'll say that JB Tarver Marketing and Consulting is a boutique marketing agency, to the extent that we're not very large. It's me and quite a few freelancers and some coaches. Some of my connections here in the area, but we're able to do a good amount of work because the freelancers are fully certified for all of the work that they do. So they design the pages for me for the magazine. They write the content and upload the content for the blogs that I have. And so, the collaboration has been great. But yes, we're a small marketing and boutique agency here in North Carolina. And so we understand what it means to be, a startup. Well, we're not really a startup, but what it means to not have a whole lot of resources, but we know that, we need to get the exposure in order to get the business. So we understand from our own standpoint what it is for other business owners or entrepreneurs needing, the exposure to further grow their businesses.
Wow. It's a beautiful magazine. I tell you, Joanne was featured in it. I thought it was outstanding. Right. And yeah, I'm really thrilled with that. And then I'm very thankful that you chosen to feature me in your next upcoming magazine too. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's a very eye-catching. The information is very informative. It's interesting to read because being a business owner, I'm always interested to hear about other businesses and how they started and what they're doing and all of that. So you share that flavor with us, and it's just great. It's wonderful, and I've often said that individuals really do like to look at things in different ways. I mean, so for instance, we have in our own station here, we have the TV, which we call the video. The video is the TV. And then we have the podcast and radio. But I also understand that we do need probably to have a publication because people like to read. We still like to read things. And you've kind of combined that with your magazine being a digital one. So it's kind of nice to be able to not only see it, but to read and also embrace that. So wonderful.
And what's really cool about digital magazines is Link to Experts already created 7 in the past, and Glenna and I are talking about figuring out how to do more in the future together. But like Cece said, we were featured in June and July, and no, July and August. But the point is, like, she features such incredible people. Like Chanel Moore was featured this month, and Tony Jackson, Dr. Hamlin. So Nakasha, was it Hammond, Dr. Hammond? So,
Yes.
just I mean, just on the cover, and then she has like a theme. Like for example, this month it was about weddings, and
Yes.
that was, I thought, fascinating too. And what I wanted to say too about the digital magazines that makes them so much more unique than a physical magazine, because most of the time you flip through it, put it on a pile or whatever. But with digital, not only can you save them easily because it's a link, but then you can also, whoever's in that magazine can do all kinds of creative stuff with it. I mean, one time with us, for example, we had authors, and so they could even have part of their book in it. So you could click and go to a chapter. You could click in any of the magazines that are digital to go to a video. Like for an example, this interview, Cece and I, interviewing people. When you've been interviewed by someone, you just keep that link. You put that in the magazine. That's what the beautiful part, in my opinion, about a magazine. You can have QR codes to go to your website or just the link or whatever, but it just goes so much deeper. It's not just, that you're flipping through it. And we like to always make ours fun too, for an example, with contests and challenges. But it's really, really interesting because of the fact that you might, find something that you never knew. But then I always call it, will I look deeper? We even put it out wild, will I look deeper? Because that's why you want to have different things in there that you would click on to see more about that person. And Glenna does an incredible job with not just usually showcasing the person, but usually their company too. And I think that's brilliant because a lot of times people want to know about the people first. I mean, that
Yes.
same people want to work with people they know, like, and trust. Well, so when she features the person as well, it helps them realize, this is the kind of person I want to work with, that kind of company. Do you
That's
agree,
right.
Glenna?
I do agree, and I don't know if you'll see it, but this is the cover of one of the magazines. This is the one with Dr. Nakisha Hammond on it. Trying to get it in my camera so that you can see it. Yes, So this is the one from just a couple of months ago, and we are helping Dr. Hammond. So her name is Dr. Nakisha Hammond, and she wrote a book on mindset training, and we are helping her to promote her book and entrepreneurs in the spotlight. So I just wanted to show that. Hopefully you could see it some. Thank you very much, Cece. But yes, we are trying to help her promote that book that just came out actually a couple of days ago. So she was pre-selling it, and then it was just released after having been published. I think on the 8th or the 9th or something, but it's in Walmart and it's in Barnes and Noble. It's in a couple of locations. And the good thing about these magazines is that we keep them from month to month on the platform so that you can always go back and refer. Like, for instance, if you were interested in mindset training, you would be able to go back and look at the QR code that we've got on the pages for her and be able to locate, it'll scan and it'll take you to where you can get that book. And then she's got several perks as well that come with the purchase of the book. She's an amazing psychologist down there, and she's actually not too far from your area. She's in Tampa, Florida. That's where her practice is, Hammond Psychology and Associates. And so she's a renowned speaker. She speaks all over the world, actually. She's a best-selling author. And so we're just trying to, from our standpoint, be able to share her with our clients, because I mean, she's known all over the United States States, but we wanted to share her with our clients who are needing, the information that she offers. She does wellness tips in her YouTube videos, and she's got quite a few, strategies that she uses to even promote herself and to get her business out there. But this was, my opportunity to share her with our audience as well. So those are the types of things and the reasons that we have entrepreneurs in the spotlight.
Well, I love it because I really do think you also have an advantage that not many people might think of. But with all her years at corporate, as well as being a freelancer and an entrepreneur at the same time, and many times intertwined, I love it because of the fact that I think because she saw so much of how bigger companies spend their marketing dollars, what kind of marketing campaigns they put together. She actually was, of course, part of putting those campaigns together. And I'm just curious, so I don't want to answer for you, but could you use a lot of that information that you learned to help smaller businesses to be able to also have fascinating marketing campaigns like the magazine?
Yes. Yes, definitely, Joanne. Thank you for asking that. That is my goal. In addition to the ones that the entrepreneurs and the small business owners that we feature in Entrepreneurs in the Spotlight, we do have the ability to customize digital magazines for small businesses that have, products or services or just want to share their team and things that are happening within their companies. We can put all this information in a digital magazine, and they can share it with their clients, their colleagues, any of their connections. And just like you began to point out, Joanne, the benefit of a digital magazine is that you can share it on multiple platforms. So you can share it on social media. You can send a link to it in your email newsletter to your customers or clients. So there are multiple ways that you can get just more connection and engagement with your audience using digital magazines. But yes, we offer customization for just anyone, any small business owner, any nonprofit organization. It's simply, by request. Some discussions have to be had about what is expected, the intention, what will you do with it? Will you send it in an email newsletter? Will you share it, on your social media? Just the details of it. But certainly, like for instance, one of my connections, she does them for small business owners. Like one of the ones that she did not too long ago, it has a doctor on the cover, like this one with Dr. Nikisha Hammond, and he's just kind of sharing information about his practice in the magazine. So the magazine was customized specifically for his practice, and he's got his team members in there, and what health and wellness products and the things that relate specifically to his business. And I think it's a great marketing tool. And so we're looking for clients that want us to customize magazines for them as well. Also, when we're talking about nonprofit organizations, the benefit for a nonprofit having a digital magazine is that they can use it as a fundraising piece, right? So they could attach a price to it, whether it's $10 per issue or $20 or something like that. And then, if they have a good amount of engagement within their nonprofit circles, then they can raise really, a good amount of money. And of course, that's, to the extent, that the people that are interested, say if you've got 1,000 followers and everyone wants to make a $20 purchase, I mean, that's $20,000, right?
Right.
So, that's how it works. The platform that we use, and I'll be happy to share, with anyone that wants to connect with me to get more information. The platform that we use is the one that, will take payments for the purchase of the magazine or, a book, or it could be even a book or some report. It doesn't have to be a magazine. It could be whatever document you want people to view and to pay for. And they can, use this methodology to be able to create funds and, gather funds for themselves and their organizations.
It's true. And they can even have their sponsors too, advertise in there, for a nonprofit. And like you said, even the organizations that are for profit, if they want to, like you mentioned earlier, that one of your clients did it for their different, employees, I think it was, you said.
Yes.
And a lot of times too, they could even feature their clients. There's so many ways you can do with these digital devices like magazines. And also, I always ask people too, if they put the link also on their signatures, like on
Yes.
their email signatures, on their social media profiles, because it's really amazing how I also feel like people don't realize how when you're featured in a magazine as an example, it just raises your credibility.
Yes, significantly, Joanne. And then, the one thing that I've noticed, because I also posted on LinkedIn the link to the magazine, and it'll lead the viewer right back to the platform where it's housed, and they can flip through the magazine and all of that. Well, I tell you, my LinkedIn network is significant. My I have about 10, just a little bit over 10,000 followers. And then also, I post the magazine in various groups that I'm in on LinkedIn, and some are hashtags and some are various groups. But the followers of those groups extends well above 2 million. So then, you've got, and of course, with some, platform like LinkedIn, not everyone's looking every single day. People are kind of coming and going and viewing as they have the opportunity to do so. But nevertheless, there is that possibility that you would have, significant viewership because of the number of followers of these various groups that we post the magazine and or links to it.
Yes,
I think this is beautiful, just wonderful.
10,293 as of followers as of this morning. And not only that, and I know we're going to go to commercial, but anyway, she has 6 full Google pages. Glenna is everywhere. So
Thank
yes.
you.
So we'll talk more about that when we come back from the break.
Okay, sounds great.
So we're going to be talking more. You guys are listening to Link to Expert Business Showcase. I am Cece Shatz. I have my good friend Joanne Weiland, and we'll be right back. Well, thank you for joining us. You're listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is newstreamingnetwork.com, home of Going Bold and Going Solo. This show is called Link to Expert Business Showcase. I am one of your hosts, Cece Shatz. I have my good friend Joanne Weiland. We are really talking about, unbelievable. This is a truly wonderful business show because we're talking about getting the visibility and exposure that drives your growth. And we totally all need that. All of us that are in business, especially us in small businesses, we need that help. We need to be able to go out. We have Glenna Gonzalez here with us. She is with JB Tyler Marketing and Consulting. I want to make sure we get her information or contact information out. If you guys want to send her an email, you just go to GLENNA@JB Tyler, TYLER, consultants with an S on the end, CONSULTANTS.com. And of course, the website is JB, that's J and then B as in boy, Tyler, TYLER, consultant, CONSULTANTS.com. So check out the website. This magazine we're talking about is just phenomenal. It totally will turn your business. So if you're interested in being one of the featured business owners, just contact her and she'll be happy to talk to you about how to get into it and all of that and what you need to do, because we need that. We need to be able to we need to be out in video format. We need to be out in podcasting. We need to be out in radio. and we need to be out in publications, and it truly can. And this is the way to do it, because we come from, I know I'm come from the old school of hardcover magazines, those type of things. But digital is the way to go, because you can get all your links in there. It can come back to your business. Just click on it, come right back to your business. Any products that you have, you click on it, goes right to your products. It is really, truly the way to go. So if you are not in a digital publication, this is your opportunity. It's one that you definitely want to do. And I know Link to Expert has several magazines they do. I know that you have yours. I mean, definitely reach out and get into some sort of publication.
But I also want to add
Yes.
to that,
Mhm.
Cece, and even if you were in one, please don't think that's the end all.
Oh,
Keep
yeah.
doing, and even in the same publication, because once you're featured a couple times, because usually they have the same readers, because unfortunately people need to see you 37 times before they even think you're credible. I don't really like sharing that statistic, but it just goes to show you we have to consistently and frequently stay visible in different ways. And that's what I also wanted Glenna to talk about. For an example, she is amazing with press releases, and she believes in them and sends them out over the masses, because I also find that a lot of higher end executives, as well as many entrepreneurs, they really believe that is gospel truth if they see it over the business wire in a press release compared to if they read it in a blog. And I'm not saying then don't convert it to a blog, the same kind of information in a different format, because I think that's another thing we could talk about, repurposing. But I really do believe, don't just think that you can do something one time and everybody's going to remember who you are. Glenna has so many strategies to be able to help you with your branding. So let's talk about some of the other ones. Do you want to start with the press releases, the PR marketing? Glenna, which one would you like to talk about?
Yes. Yes, Joanne, thank you so much for mentioning that. The press releases is something that we use to be able to drive more exposure and to be able to drive people specifically to your websites or to some video so that we can get you more visibility and exposure that way. So the distributor that we use for our press releases is well known. They're in Washington, D.C., they're award winning, and we have found great success using their distribution services for our clients' press releases. We can write engaging content, and we do a lot of research before we put a press release out there. So we want to make sure that our headline is engaging and that really gets you the attention that you're wanting via that way. And then also the content is engaging. We do a lot of research. We'll use some information from your website, after giving permission, and we'll do some research to be able to give people the information about you that you would want to have out there. Think, information that makes you look really good. And then also with the press releases, we can attach a video, and we can even attach a website so that people can click right into your website right from that press release. So it has these very amazing features, and that I've not seen that a press release that you can read, you're reading it, and then there's a person's website uploaded to the bottom of it, and you can begin clicking and viewing that person's website right from the front portal of the press release that you're reading about them. And so, we did one for Dr. Hammond. She was promoting her book, Mindset Training. And then we've promoted events with the press releases. I mean, at this point, we've done what feels like hundreds. And so, Joanne, when you were talking about, how many pages for me on Google, that is because we're constantly sending out press releases. And then there are news stations. So when we publish, it goes to Google, it goes to some other major news works, NBC, Bing, and some of the sort, even Bloomberg. And so, but there are these substations that will republish and redistribute the press releases. So it doesn't just go through the feed, but there are 100 affiliates for these channels. That the press releases press releases, initially go to. So initially go to, these major channels, and then it goes to their sub channels. And then they're the ones, these smaller news stations throughout the country, they're the ones that will redistribute. And they may put like, a small ad or something on the press release, but that's how, you get exposure. And with all these clicks, what happens is it has, the effects of, search engine optimization. So because you're getting so many clicks, the press releases have the ability to kind of raise your domain authority, and your domain ranking, in Google search engines because of all the clicks on, the press releases. So the press releases have, just numerous benefits to them.
It really does raise your credibility. And what Glenna and I have been doing, just as an example, in June, she actually put a press release out about our affiliate partnership. And then we put one out in July about our affiliate partnership with JB Tyler. And it's just priceless. And then what we did again in August is when we converted it to a blog, and we send it out as a blog, just using a lot of the same content, because it's still the same kind of message, but you just have it in a different format. And then, of course, now she's here on the show. So we're just saying all this just to let you know there really is power in collaborating. There really is power in having affiliate partners. And we're thrilled to have Glenna and her team as our partners because of the fact that she knows how to do it. And with the press releases, it just gives you instant credibility because you're on the Business Wire. And I think you were even on The View recently because of the fact that, one of the press releases that went out, like you said, a lot of times you don't realize it too. When you send out a press release, they send it to all of their connections too. I know we have several that have tens, even hundreds of thousands of people that they send it out to too. So even though like we have hundreds of media contacts, but those hundreds of media contacts send it out to all of their contacts too. So this is the way it goes viral, and it really does,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Share a quick story about a press release. Years ago, there was a press release. I just started into the radio, right? I really wasn't doing anything. I mean, other than trying not to pass out when I was doing a radio show. And so I wasn't really doing anything. And then all of a sudden, where I was doing the radio station, they put out a press release about me. And next thing I know, Bay News 9, our local TV station, called and said, keep her on. We're coming down. They heard me on the air. They said, we're coming down. We want to interview her live on air. So they're all freaking out, that this is the first time anybody's ever had that happen. So they come down, they interview me live. It was over Thanksgiving weekend, and I had my divorce support group there at the time. And it was in like a Bay News 9, it kind of goes into like a repeat type of mode, right? And so it's like a wraps, and it just keeps playing over and over. So during Thanksgiving weekend, it's playing over and over again. There I am on the big screen TV. I'm so excited. My family's all excited. Everybody's excited about it. But I got a lot of people that came to my divorce support group because of it, and that's what really kicked off my career, I think, in the radio, podcast and now TV. So one press release did that for me. And so people do not understand the value of press releases, and you must do them because, again, like you said, Google picks you up, you get put on, it's a wonderful format. So anything we can do digitally, being in these magazines, being in a press release, anything we can do that'll have links to us to be able to share our content, to be able to get out, it is worth the money doing it. And most of them are very economical. I mean, the cost of it is really not that much money to do it. And so you put that into your marketing budget, do it maybe quarterly, get a press release going out about what you do. It is truly, if you want to build your business, that is truly the way to do it. Because I just don't think I'd be here today if it wasn't for that single press release, because it kicked me off. It truly kicked me off, and I'm very thankful for that.
And I also wanted to mention too that, go ahead. I didn't mean to.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
But another thing Glenna does that's really important is the community engagement. networking meetings. She offers workshops and different things like that. So I don't want you to, because I love digital too, and I really feel like it's amazing how we can do, like you said, one thing, press release, and it goes to millions of people. But I also feel like it is still, people still want to know people, and reach out, and like, so when you do those workshops and stuff. But when I recently spoke to you, I remember you had just come back from Charlotte. You were doing one of
Yes.
those long weekend,
Yes.
because she's also always educating herself to know what is the newest, the greatest thing to do with the branding, with the marketing, and but it's also touching, each other. I don't know how to say it, but I feel like since the pandemic, it's sad that a lot of people, only do things online. But I do feel like we still need to see people face to face. So, would you mind sharing a couple of things about that?
Yes, I do. I agree. I totally agree with you, Joanne. So, what you're referring to was the Power Networking Expo that is hosted by Dr. George C. Fraser of FraserNet. And he's one of my LinkedIn contacts, but he's been in the game for a very long time. He and his wife just celebrated their 51st anniversary. But his thing is, helping people to build generational wealth. And he's been at it for, God knows, it has to be as long as he's been married, perhaps, just getting out there in the trenches, hosting these workshops and these conferences. So this was a conference, and we had nearly 1,000 people there. And I'm so proud to have been, within the group that, was helping to plan and promote this event at the Charlotte Convention Center here in North Carolina. So, like I said, it was successful in that we had nearly 1,000 people, but we had the opportunity to join various classes where we could learn, things that were of importance to us. One was about finances. Another one was about listening to people and really understanding, what they're trying to tell us, even if they don't clearly, speak what they're wanting, just kind of understanding those body cues. So it was sort of like a body language kind of a workshop, which was really fun because this young lady is, she comes highly certified, even the Homeland Security, connects with her when they are trying to figure out if, someone's body behavior, if they're telling the truth about something or what have you. So she's, kind of high level with, body language and those types of things. But that was one of the workshops that I went to within this conference. And there were quite a few others, some on financial issues and things of that nature. But it's great, to be around, these people because the knowledge is just vast, and it just was an amazing networking opportunity.
I love
Sounds
it.
marvelous. Yeah. Sounds
No,
terrific.
continuing educating ourselves, because things are always evolving and changing. I know, like, with podcasting, TV, radio that Cece's been teaching me for the last year, I continually educate myself on that too, because it's constantly changing with now all these like LinkedIn lives and you name it, but it's just amazing. But I also wanted to hit on one more thing before I forget. You're also part of the Kaufman Foundation. Is it the Ewing Marion Kaufman Foundation? Because I think that you have to be invited to join that the way I remember if it's the same Kaufman Foundation I'm thinking of. So could you
Yes.
talk about that?
I will expound on that. So let me tell you, I am connected with Tom Rue, the CEO of North Carolina IDEA here in the Durham, North Carolina area. We're more so connected with his organization, North Carolina IDEA. And but Tom used to work for the Kaufman Foundation. And so now here in our area, he supports entrepreneurs and small business owners in terms of funding, like he does seed funding. And, I'm sure there's some other things that he does. But as a matter of fact, I can tell you for sure, I got certified for what is called, the Ice House Entrepreneurship program
I
here
saw that.
in Yes, and so that's how I'm connected with Tom and North Carolina Idea. I've met him a couple of times on conferences, and he's an amazing person and an amazing leader. And I'm so happy to be connected with them. But it's Tom actually that worked for the Kauffman Foundation, and so North Carolina Idea is connected with them. So me personally, no, but through North Carolina Idea, yes.
Well, that's still wonderful because I saw Tom's Idea. He's actually expecting to have 100,000 members by 2025.
Yes, yes, he is. And so I'll tell you, and you mentioned the workshops, Joanne, one of my partners and I for years did Who Owns the Ice House is the book that this training is based on. And what we do is we just kind of teach, some entrepreneurial principles to those that would like to listen and learn, what will it take for me to get through the difficulties of owning or, even starting a business, because some people have to figure out if they're going to leave their job, going to side gig it, what will it take for me to figure out the path, for which I must go. And so the course is just amazing, with all these principles. It talks about adversity and persistence and overcoming obstacles, because as you both know, being an entrepreneur is not at all easy. We're trying to fund our homes. We're trying to fund the things that we need for the business, and the pay, the money, often the revenue is not consistent. So people are really trying to figure out, the best opportunity for themselves when considering a startup or growing a business. And so that course has just come in handy in such a huge way in terms of just trying to help people to understand, yes, you can make it. We all have obstacles and adversities, when we're running a business, but you can get through this. And some of those success stories, like I remember Tom saying at a conference that I went to of his, there was a tech company around here somewhere in our RTP area. Joanne, you're familiar with this around here. And so he said when he funded them, because he has he has the seed funding. So he, there's 10,000 and there's 50,000, and so based on where you come in at, they do an evaluation. They coach you all the way through the program. But, initially, there is the determination, and it's kind of which one you apply for, whether it's 10 or 50,000, but there is coaching for, that comes with the program. But to get back to what I was saying, there's a tech company, and Tom said, they barely had 2 nickels to rub together, and then he funded them. And that company went on to do very well. Just the small funds that he gave them helped them to bridge a gap, of revenue. And they went on and sold for $200 million. Yes, they did. They were barely making it. He came in and funded them, and they made it enough to be able to have, a viable company that sold for $200 million.
That is awesome. I love to hear that. Yes. And a lot of times we're doing what you and I both did. And I think Cece as well, where you have a job as well as you're freelancing. I remember one time I actually had 11 phone numbers, between phone numbers, fax numbers, cell numbers, because I was working for my, and as well as, trying to get the business started. And back then you even had 800 numbers, and all kinds of stuff. So it was like, how do I ever remember 11 of them? And which one, when I'm talking to somebody, am I going to give them? I mean, I remember after working, 40, 60 hours for my job, and then trying to do the business at 9 o'clock in the night, and nobody, wanted to talk to me at 9 o'clock. So I really appreciate Tom doing stuff like that, because it really, truly, and even all of us helping so many people, I know the three of us like to help others too when they're starting out. Last week we had somebody on, the show that, when they're starting, I mean, it's the second year, but it really is challenging because we go through like hills and valleys. So Glenna, thank you for helping so many people and coaching them yourself, as well as offering the workshops, as well as giving them a lot of the opportunities that only larger companies have, because of the times the individual person that isn't familiar with marketing their business, they don't realize that they can do that too, maybe on a smaller scale, but they can still do the press releases. They can still be in the magazines. They can still be on the TV, radio, podcast shows. They can still, send out blogs. I mean, there is numerous ways that they can market themselves, and the real secret of it is consistency. So with working with somebody like Glenna, she will keep you consistent because she does have different platforms, different vehicles that she can do that with. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Glenn, we're going to have to wrap up the show. Are there any last words you'd like to share with our audience?
Yes, I will say that we are currently preparing our September magazine for entrepreneurs in the spotlight, and we are, welcoming anyone who's interested to reach out to us via email to inquire as to being a part of the issue. We think it's going to be phenomenal. We're super excited. We will be featuring, various professionals, coaches, insurance agents, financial executives, you name it. So it's a issue that will feature professionals, that even real estate agents that would like to get themselves and their products out there, in front of people. So we're getting ready for that issue, and we expect to have it published within the next couple of weeks. So we still got time. My graphic designers are certified, and they're ready to, design more pages, because it's just a matter of, people reaching out and saying, I want to be a part of the issue. Then, we'll interview them to get the information that they're wanting to share with people. And, it's a fairly simple process.
Yeah, that's exciting. Now, is that the one I'm going to be in, the September?
Yes, it
So
is.
I'm going to
Yes,
be
it
in it.
is.
You want to get in that and get in that magazine, because I think that's very important to do. So you guys reach out to Glenna. It's GLENNA at jbtylerconsultants.com, and her website. You want to make sure you check out the website, because again, she's got programs and all different things on there. But it's J and then B as in boy, Tyler, TYLER, consultants, plural, CONSULTANTS.com. So make sure you reach out to her and let her know, come on, join it. Be there. I'm going to be in the September one.
And I will too.
September
Yes.
Yes, you will.
Exciting. I'm excited to be in it. And I want to thank you so much for all you do. You're
Yes.
a beautiful individual, and it's just so great to have you on the show. So thank you so much. And I hope that we'll do more in the future for sure. So you guys, make sure you reach out to her. I want to just do a real shout out. Singles Want to Date, Meet the Right One, Date Chat Night. I am hosting it. It's September 13th, 5:30. And it's off of Starkey Road, Largo. That's 12682 Starkey Road, Largo. That's the 5 Elements. And make sure that you guys join us there. We did a show on that, and we hope that you'll join us there. We've got several singles going. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a guest speaker. It's going to be just a great time. So you guys are listening to Link to Expert Business Showcase. I am Cece Shatz, the doyenne of relationship building. I have my good friend here, Joanne Weiland. Joanne Weiland, if you want to reach her, you just go to Joanne, JOANNE, Weiland, WEILAND.linktoexpert.com. So that's link, LINKTO, expert, EXPERT.com. You want to be an expert on Link to Expert, you must do that, because it is a wonderful a community that's there in itself, and they collaborate and do all kinds of things. I will tell you, I posted a blog last night, and this morning, I think it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, there were already 67 views on one little blog that I posted. So, and it's growing. I mean, all my blogs are well over 300. So definitely want to get that exposure. Join linktoexpert.com. So let's move on. Everyone, you're listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. That's our radio station. We are a TV, podcast, and a radio station, newsstreamingnetwork.com. And we're home of Going Bold and Going Solo. We want to thank you for joining us today. It's been a lovely show, and Glenna, we just couldn't appreciate you more. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.